Okay, so I just got done watching a video on the extreme feminization of women in America. Um, I guess everywhere, but what he was saying in regards to that was how women are, the society pushes women to wear the high heels, dress nicely, put the makeup on, have the long nails, all this stuff. Um, and it's for a reason, you know. All of this stuff is for a reason, and it's all to separate and divide. Okay, uh, each individual we have. Okay, even though I'm a man, I was born with a dick, right? So I lean towards the masculine side, but I have to find my balance with the feminine characteristics and traits. That's how you get balance in your life. That's a sign of a healthy person, someone who has balanced, found their balance between the masculine and the feminine. Um, Prior to this, 9 months ago, my masculine was extreme. My whole life, I've ran off my masculine. Very dangerous. I mean, if you don't believe me, go back and look at my life. It's all on video. It's a very dangerous thing to just run, just say I have a dick, so I'm going to be the best dick there is. That's very dangerous. So, and that's what this society wants. They want you to do, the man to do that. They want the woman to do that. They want to cause that division. Then they want to say all these things. So what I'm trying to get to, I'm trying to unravel the whole, because see, they get men and women to argue, right? I hated women. As a group, I hated women. My whole life as a group, I've hated women. Just as a group. As individuals, of course, like I said, I have a heart, I'm human. But that it comes from being abused by a woman as a child. So they get us to split there between man and woman, when really what we should be taught from the time we're born is to balance our man and woman. Now, why do they, now this is what I'm starting to put together, is why do they push so hard? Well, you think about all the industries that are made from pushing this on women. Think about all the clothing and makeup and everything else, all those industries that are made. Think about what that causes, what that causes when women are so vain, because that causes vanity, that causes the Jezebel spirit. So it's all incentivized, and what should be happening with healthy parents, if you have a healthy parent or parents that raise you, or a healthy community that raises you, the way you know they're healthy is in how they don't put such a dividing thing between man and woman. And they, if you're born a man, they start, they want to, yes, build up and strengthen those characteristics, but at the same time, help you realize your feminine traits and characteristics, because we all have these, guys. We're complete inside. This all goes back to being complete soul inside. We need nothing outside of us. The whole act of procreation is just horseshit. All procreation does is just keep this shit show going. That's all it's doing. And look, it's mostly poor people that do it. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. And so what this creates is we have extreme feminine and then the extreme masculine raising kids. How do you think those fucking kids are going to turn out? How do you think the fucking kids are going to turn out? And then, do you really think these kids are going to respect their parents? And then that causes disrespect in the home and helps break up the family. Because, and then you have maybe parents you have trying to do the right thing, and they're so frustrated because they don't even know what the right thing is. So why the fuck are they having kids? So the whole system's fucked up, guys. The whole system's fucked up from top to bottom. And it's meant to be that way. And it's meant to take you away from yourself. It's meant to say, as soon as you're born, they go, oh, you got a dick, you're a boy. We're going to dress you in blue and teach you how to play in the dirt. Oh, you got a pussy. You're a girl. We're going to put you in a dress and we're going to put makeup on you. And that's where it starts. That whole falsity. That's where it starts. Man and woman. It shouldn't be like that, guys. Our whole concept of man and woman is completely fucked. And what makes a man and woman? All these characteristics like wearing the high heel, that isn't what makes a fucking woman. They're just playing on our desires. They're playing us, is what they're doing. And then, so like I said, this goes back to, how the fuck do you expect your kids to respect you? And that's scary, because if your kids do respect you and you're extreme feminine or masculine, then that means they're probably going to have the same characteristics. And if you were extreme feminine, raising an extreme masculine, you never know. That boy could have extreme masculine or extreme feminine characteristics. Or it could be the other way around. They could, extreme parents can shock their children into being complete recluses and shut in, suicidal, depressed, because they can never live up to those standards. And this all goes back to the group or individual, because people are like, well, how do you solve that problem? You got to have kids. What's going to happen if we don't have kids? That's the most ignorant, stupid thing I've ever heard. That is the whole group think. That goes back to the whole group think. We should only be focused on the individual. The group is what's dangerous. The group is so dangerous. Any group is extremely dangerous. All it should be is about the individual. And the problem is that we have so many distractions. We have a whole system, a whole world system that's just set up on abuse, and to perpetuate this shit, because it feeds off of it. It feeds off of that energy, all that stress and anxiety and depression, and it's feeding off us, guys. And what I'm trying to say is you reclaim all of this by quit going outside yourself. Go inside yourself. It's all inside yourself. The balance of, if you're a man and you're like desiring to have a girlfriend, or the opposite, if you're a woman desiring to have a boyfriend, look, you're everything you need. All you're going to do by acquiring a girlfriend or a boyfriend is a whole nother human of issues. And then usually what happens when two people like that get together, they want to have a kid because they think the kid's going to solve the problems, because they think the kid's going to bring them love, but yeah, it's the most important thing to the individual. Always fuck the group. Fuck the group. The sign of a toxic group is when they are willing to let the individuals just fucking go by the wayside constantly. And that's all our fucking society does. Either you fit in or you don't. But yeah, I wanted to get this started. My son was asking if I could go in a little deeper how the system is, a mirror image of the abuse that we suffer individually. And I thought, I just think this is a good place to start, right at the basis of it, And again, at the whole adult-child thing of, okay, so all these religions and the social institutions, you're supposed to respect your elder, right? How are we? This is so bad. This is something else that really has gotten in my mind recently, is how the fuck are we expecting these young children to respect elders whose lives are a complete fabrication and fuck up? So think about that. Think about that kind of abuse we're passing down. Having kids and then telling them to respect us who are so fucked up. I'm 43 years old. I have a 24-year-old kid. I have an 18-year-old kid and a 14-year-old kid that I raised. And I expected them to respect me with my crazy shit. Are you fucking kidding me? Where else to go with it? I mean, this is big. This opens up a big thing, man. So I think I'll stop this here, and then, because this is going to be an ongoing thing. But yeah, it's got me thinking.